Alright, we are live. What is going on, everyone out there online? My name is Brando Linick. It's a pleasure to have you on this video right here, right now. And let's dive right into things. First and foremost, this is going to be a different type of topic. I've talked about a lot of things on this channel, business related, entrepreneurial related, lifestyle related, college, being a student, all this other stuff and more. And today in this video I want to talk about having a specific lifestyle, alright? A sustainable, independent lifestyle, or just a sustainable, self-sustaining lifestyle in general. Like, how do you do it? What's the process of doing it? And I myself, I'm someone who's personally been able to do it since 2014. Now, there's two ways of perceiving this. The one way I'm not going to be talking about in this video is having to grow agriculture and going to a self-sustaining community, alright, because that is a very harsh environment. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm not saying it's bad. When I say harsh, I mean it's very, very hard. Like when you're looking at careers, when you're looking at housing, when you're looking at getting out of debt, to go into a self-sustaining community, it's very difficult. Just because a lot of people already carry debt who are looking at becoming self-sustaining. A lot of people don't really know what type of career they're going to pick, and they're not really an expert in agriculture. I'm not saying that for everyone, okay, but the majority of the populace who's looking at being more self-sustaining, who ventures towards self-sustaining communities, they have that on them. They have that baggage, all right? It's just the reality of us humans. We live in an ecosystem where there's debt with the majority of the populace because of credit cards and mortgages and so on and so forth. So what I'm talking about today, guys, is going to be more career-oriented and just being idealistic when it comes to actually acquiring and fulfilling a self-sustaining life. So when we think of self-sustaining life, what do you think about? And just think about it here for a second. Like, what is the first thing that pops into your head? First thing that pops into my head is being completely independent apart from anyone else or anything. All right, apart from, family, friends. Like, I am independent from a job. All right, I'm independent from everything out there. So for me, the first thing that pops into my head is that. It could be for you completely different. It could be growing vegetables in the wilderness, out in the countryside. All right, it could be anything like that. But when it comes down to it, that's the first thing that pops into my head. And then the next thing that pops into my head is, how can I do that? Right? Like, how can I create that? How can I be independent from a job? How can I be independent where I don't have to rely on friends and family? How can I be independent from debt? Meaning, like, I can pay off my debts. How can I do that? And that is where careers start popping into place. And that's what you need to look at. And if you want to be, self-sustainable, all right, where you're sustainable yourself, the best thing you could do is look at entrepreneurship. Now, when it comes to entrepreneurship, there's so many different roads you could take, and I'm not going to preach or predicate it to you because it's not for everyone. But if you want to be independent and sustainable yourself, being an entrepreneur is the #1 way to do it. You could buy cars low and fix them up and sell them at a high retail price, all right? Or you could just do mechanic in general, all right? You could be a welder, start a welding business, a rig business, I should say. You could be somebody who buys and sells things online, drop shipping. So you buy something that somebody has on the internet, or you don't even buy it. You just find that product, you mark it up at a higher price, and you make the money in between there. You could do stocks, okay, and you can make your living off of stocks. Some people actually do it, but that's more of a gamble if you don't know what you're doing with commodities, okay? But at least structuring yourself in a business, the harder you work, the smarter you work, you're in control of your cash flow, meaning that if you're working your business as an entrepreneur and you're putting in the time, the hours, the dedication, you're going to see results, okay? You're going to see results and be able to adjust accordingly, which means you're creating a paycheck, which means you don't have a boss giving you a paycheck, all right? Which means you're not self-reliant, okay, on a boss or someone else paying you. You're reliant on yourself by how hard you work, by when you work, the time you put into your work, all right, and then crafting that. And I hope that makes sense, because if you can structure a career around yourself that makes you more empowered as a human being, where you can take control of your time and your finances, then you, my friend, are self-sufficient. You are, able to go out there in the world, and you can, go wherever you want to go, and you can create a community yourself, okay, of like-minded individuals. You don't have to abide by the stigma of what the social populace of the world is wanting you to do, where you have to go work a 9 to 5, you have to do this, you have to do that, all right? And I hope that really makes sense, and that's what I looked at back in 2014, and that's where I started looking at entrepreneurship really, really heavily. And you don't have to do entrepreneurship. There's other gigs you could do, other jobs you could do. You could even work for other people, but when it comes to being self-sustainable, if that job or career goes south or something goes wrong and you get fired, well, you're fucked. You're screwed, okay? Pardon for lack of language, but I mean, we all swear. We're not all, holy. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. That's my take on it. Pick a career that is oriented around what you like, what you enjoy, all right? And ask yourself, really plan out, career, housing, how much debt do you have? What would allow you to get out of that debt? What are the vehicles you can get in? What jobs, if you want to work for someone, what jobs can you do to do that? Okay, if you don't mind working a job, but if you want complete and utter 100% self-sufficiency and independency, then look at being your own boss and look at the roads you can travel down. Drop shipping, fixing cars, starting up your own taxi or Uber business, all right, being a florist, starting up a boutique business. There's so many roads you can go down. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Leave your comments down below. I might start a second video for this one just to elaborate in a little bit more detail on careers and etc. from there, but I hope this really wrapped around your head just in a general sense, in a generic sense of kind of the thing that you need to start out with the most idealistic way to approach it if you want to be self-sufficient. So that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and that's it. That's all. So before I go, if you want to find out more about my story, like I say in all my videos, if you want to find out more about myself and my story and how I was able to go from broke, busted, disgusted, working a 9 to 5 job, 40 hours a week at Red Lobster as a baker, to being able to, this is April 2014, to being able to, in 5 short months, create a full-time income business on the internet, being a full-time internet entrepreneur, having time freedom, financial freedom, and being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. If you're interested in learning more about myself and how you can do that too, I have a training series on my website. You guys can go check it out. It'll be linked down below. It's 123marketingtips.com. And other than that, guys, I will see you on the next one. Peace out.